This is Ravens Flock Talk Podcast, coming to you every week with their thoughts and opinions on each and every Ravens game. Tune in weekly and join the flock.
You are now listening to Ravens Flock Talk. I'm your host, Brandon, with my co-host, my dad, and very disappointing, heartbreaking. This hurts a lot more than the Miami game, in my opinion. We are just depleted at the moment, and it sucks more that the Jets win last second against Pittsburgh. Cleveland loses to Atlanta. We have an opportunity to gain some leverage in our division, and we squander it. And we are just depleted, distraught. But some kind of way, I'm not surprised, and I had a feeling this was going to happen the way some plays turned out, and we'll go into it. But how's your thoughts?
Yeah, Brandon, we got premier quarterbacks going on to this game, and I'm disappointed too. We had our chances early on, and we didn't close it out. So hey, it is what it is, and it's a disappointing loss, but we do have some optimism going forward in the rest of the season.
Yeah, I was telling my dad, I'm like, not every loss is a bad loss. I hope they learn from this Miami game, and they do it. 2 weeks later, the same. We have a lead. You couldn't ask for a better start with the pick. I mean, we had all the momentum, and I knew the second that they called that bullcrap offensive pass interference on Andrews, we would have had the ball at the goal line. Probably would have handed off to Dobbins for his third touchdown. I mean, it would have been 21-3, and I knew when they called that and we had to settle for 3 that was going to change the game, because for some reason with this team, you can have everything go right, but one thing goes wrong, and all of a sudden we lose our momentum, we lose our swagger, and we let them back in the game.
Yeah, I know Ravens Nation is feeling bad about this, and that's exactly what turned it over to not being able to close out the game, because one play could mean the meaning of win or lose. So I don't know what to say, Brandon. I am so disappointed right now. That call with Andrews on the 1 yard line changed everything in the game. Yeah. And we had the momentum going on. It could have been, 21 to 3.
I said it was going to be 21-3.
21-3.
And this game is all about, in football, they act like it's so complex, and the play calling is. I give you that. But it's a game of momentum.
Yeah.
It's not always about the score. It's about how the game is flowing and who is gaining strides. And after that, it just seemed like it sucked everything out of us.
It was depleted. We were deflated. And, going into we knew we had the ball going on into the second half. And if that was the play, oh my God, we would be so pumped up going into the second half.
I mean, after that, we had that crazy play on 2nd and 19. Andrews keeps the ball alive. Duvernay comes out of nowhere.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, everything was going our way from the start of this game until halftime. But I said a couple weeks ago, this team doesn't know how, and it's not just this year, it's previous years. We don't know how to close halftime strong. We don't.
Close out the first half. And coming out, we wanted to, in the first quarter, just go and kick their butts. And we did. We did. And the thing about it was, but toward the end of the first half, we just couldn't close it out. And that's when you need that. And it would demoralize the Bills at that point. We got 2 premier quarterbacks, Brandon, going toe-to-toe. That was the key moment.
Yeah. I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, it's not just the refs. Like, for instance, the 2 big things I were infuriated about with John is we have a field goal, you have timeouts, and timeouts are not as crucial in the first half as they are the second half. He sees the play clock running down, call the timeout. And instead, we take a 5-yard delay of game and have Tucker kick a 51-yarder to bail him out. Any other kicker, they probably would have missed it. But we have the best kicker of all time, and he bails them out.
So I guess that's what the luxury is. We have the best kicker.
Yeah.
Right? But let's go back to the first quarter. Let's go back to the game in terms of Dobbins dominating in the first half.
Yeah, he was dominant. He was the player of the game, really, in the first half.
When I think about it, he was. And then Bateman had some terrific catch, but in his bio, he drops too many balls, Brandon.
Easy passes. Let's clarify it. He'll make an incredible catch, but drop the easy ones. And this is supposed to be our number one guy. After Hollywood got traded and is gone, you would think he's got to step up. He's got to take his role as the number one receiver. And we can't depend on him, just like we couldn't with Hollywood. And it's frustrating to me. It's like, when is this team going to make it easier for themselves? I called right before that crucial third down. I said, it'll be nice. It was like 3rd and 8. It'll be nice to do a slant pass. Bateman's there, can't catch the ball.
Can't catch the ball. And so
that was a crucial
what
drive.
does that tell you? We don't have a premier receiver. But
I don't know when we'll have one.
Yeah, we just don't.
It's been years.
We just don't.
Since Anquan Bolden and Steve Smith.
Yeah, so I'm like saying, okay, we got to spread the ball around, right? And Bateman's got to be key.
And where is Likely?
I tell you what, Duvernay, I love this guy now. We always were high on Duvernay way back last year and the year before.
He wasn't in this game, though.
No.
He wasn't involved with anything.
When he was, though, that's when he
Very little. Very little. Very little,
he had some key catches. He did have some key catches.
Very little. I honestly, looking back, I can't really recall a key moment from him this game. But I want to go back. So I said the 2 times I was pissed off with John was that missed timeout that he could to save Tucker.
For the field goal.
And then the field goal at the end. Take the points. All last year, it reminds me of the Pittsburgh game. You go for it. You be greedy. I mean, I was telling you, we hadn't got past the 50-yard line and it seems like forever.
Yeah.
We get this drive going. I get it. We can't punch it in. You got to take the points.
And you put the pressure on them.
Yes.
You put the pressure on them. And,
Yep.
and now they know they have to get a touchdown to win the game. Right?
Yeah, if you kick the field goal.
Yeah, if you kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Of course, John has done this time and time again.
It's like
even last year.
I get the defense.
Bad decisions.
Listen, I get the defense has been struggling, but you got to believe in your team in crucial moments. Yeah. What does that tell you? It
tells you we're not dependent on the defense to close out a game. So Lamar's got to score what? 30, 40 points to win a game?
So we can relax.
And by the way, that's Buffalo Bills. That's what pisses me off so bad right now. Is they don't have a running game. They got to go to the passing game and put up points. And that's exactly what they did.
And I told you too, I said, this is a one-dimensional team. This is before the game. I told my dad, there's 2 things that I would do. Always have a QB spy linebacker, and I thought Patrick Queen, he's undersized, but he's fast for a linebacker.
Yeah.
He would be perfect for a guy like Allen to just watch wherever he goes. Don't ever get lackadaisical. That and having a tight grip on Diggs. And this offense will not know what to do. And we let both those things happen.
Actually, they did a good job on Diggs.
Pretty good job, yes. I think he had like 3 catches.
You didn't hear his name being called out. Oh my gosh, I got to take a breath because Brandon is so right on so many aspects of the game. The thing about it is we had this game already won in the first half, but we did not close it out. This team cannot close things out. Now, I want to be positive in terms of some of the good points. Brandon will laugh at me because Ricard got many plays, both offense and defensive plays that he's used to. But offensively, and third and short, they actually went to him, and what did he do? Oh, Ravens fans got the first down. So we were rolling with Ricard. We were rolling with him passing, little passes on with him. So I look at the positives. I think that Bateman had a good game. He had a great catch, except he didn't have a great game. He had an average game.
He had a terrible game. I totally disagree. He had a bad game.
Yeah, well, because he had that one great pass catch.
That was the only catch, I'm pretty sure. And then he had 3 drops,
Yeah.
three or 4 drops.
You know what? I changed my mind, Brandon. You are right. You are right.
I mean, if he's your number one guy, you can't have him dropping that many balls.
Oh, okay.
If it hits your hands, the rule is if it hits your hands, you got to catch it. You got to.
Yeah.
I mean, this is no excuse.
And Diggs proved that when he caught that ball with the palms of his hands on the sideline. All right. Okay. So offensively, I gotta give props to Dobbins. Dobbins had a great game. he's still coming back into the offense off of a major injury, and he was a beast today. And he got, two touchdowns, one on pass, one on run.
Yep.
Okay, so he did his thing, but the red and I just
feel like we're making fun of the Bills saying that they're one-dimensional, but after this game, how can you not say the same thing about us? Because it's the Lamar show, which it has to be. But when it comes to the receivers and the running game, now that Dobbins is back, maybe that'll open some things up. Well, actually, I think it will for sure because we didn't have a running game.
Well, this exposed us today. This exposed us to the fact that Lamar has to be Superman always on offense to win the game, and that's we don't need that. We have too many weapons for that, Brandon.
Yeah.
We have too many weapons. So we need the run game and the pass game.
I wish they would get Likely involved. If there's
Likely was non-existent today.
If there's no Robinson, obviously he's going to be it's unfortunate because I really like the guy, but I feel like we're going to treat him like Sammy Watkins, right? Where he's never really in the game.
Yeah.
And then Bateman is going to be like Hollywood, where some games he's in, some games he's off.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then you need to have another guy with Andrews. Whether it's Duvernay or Likely, you got to. You can't just rely on Andrews all the time.
Well, what exposed us to this was Andrews. And the fact that Lamar only has one reliable receiver, right?
There's too many weapons.
I think the second in command, so to speak, is Duvernay, right? He's now come up and proved himself to be a reliable receiver with good hands. Bateman was supposed to be that. He's there. He's touch and go to me. And Bateman's got to step up. They talk all this trash. We'll step up and do the right thing. Likely, what happened to Likely? Here's the second tight end. Where is Likely? Okay, fans, Ravens fans, where is he?
Now,
he needs to step up.
On the defensive side, it's nice that Marlon's now getting some turnovers and stuff. You didn't hear Kyle Hamilton's name this game. But I want to say this. I am not big on Oweh. I have never been big on him. I don't see him getting to the quarterback. He had the strip. I get that. But it was 4th and 1. He's got Allen in his grips.
Yeah, he's got to take him down.
He falls for the pump fake. Why not just bull rush him? Don't have the quarterback have to make a split decision. He's trying to pump fake you so he can buy himself more time. Don't fall for it. You just got to go out. This is 4th and 1. Go after him.
It's one-on-one.
And then at the end,
defense and offense, and he failed.
And then at the end of the game, when everybody's letting him go in so we can have time on the clock, what does he do? Tackle the guy. And you saw every guy on that defense get in his face like, what are you doing?
Exactly. That's when we needed them to go into the end zone and let our offense do our thing. That was our only chance in the game. And when he did that, it was over. It was over. So we're screaming, Brandon and I are screaming, it's over. Because he did not let him go in the end zone, and we have a chance to get back on offense.
Why is he the only guy that didn't get the memo?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody else was letting him go.
He's supposed to be our premier defensive guy. I could see if it was
he's
second or third guy.
Obviously, he's not a premier if we had to pick up Jason Pierre-Paul,
Yeah.
And he's old, and, it's nice to see him out there. You would have liked him to see a sack. It is his first game. But, this is our young, he's only his second year. Let's go Oweh. I mean, we need to see having 6 to 8 sacks this year. This is his first sack, and we're, 4 games in the season? He's got to do better.
All right, Brandon.
He's got to do better.
Okay, so we're emotional. It's right after the game. I'm trying to look at some of the positives that we
It's hard when you keep blowing leads, Dad.
I know.
We should be 4-0.
You know what Brandon and I, the pivotal part of the game was when Queen did not pick off that interception. I mean, he drops it. It's in his hands.
Oh, wait. It happened again, you mean?
Oh, yeah. Second time. Second time.
Easy pick.
Easy pick. End of the first half. And that could have, changed the game. 2 things to Brandon, to me, that changed the game was calling offensive pass interference with Andrews and that play with Queen. That he did not pick that ball off. There's pivotal times in the game where they got to come through, and that's the difference between a premier Super Bowl team and one that is just good or maybe even great. But that really irritated me when they didn't do those 2 plays, and look at the result.
So I want to mention something I said in a bunch of the Ravens group chats I'm in on Facebook. I said, classic Ravens game, blowing a lead yet again. Harbaugh never learning from his mistakes, being greedy. Refs cost us points in critical drives, like that Allen pass interference, clear as day.
Oh my God!
On 3rd down.
Robinson.
Yeah, clear as day.
I mean,
and we're forced to punt, and then they score the touchdown.
First down and change the perplexion of the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, Brandon, that changed the game.
If that's called, right, even if we don't score, even if we milk some time, right, Buffalo doesn't get the ball with all that time to get a touchdown before half.
That was the 3rd key.
Yeah.
That changed the perplexion of the game.
And what sucks about that, too, is that clear as day, he literally tackles him, so he can't make a play on the ball, but all Andrews does is put a hand on the guy, and the guy still sticks with him, and that's a pass interference. Yeah. So to finish this off, I said, in a way, it's not good. I'm sorry, this is me being emotional, but I truly believe it. Time and time again, he's missed Allen this game, and then he tackles the running back, to not let him score. Shame on us and shame on the refs. And people were saying it's not Harbaugh's fault. It's Lamar and his cheap decisions. It's on him. That's a classic Ravens fan, always blaming the quarterback. But some people agree. Harbaugh and coaches just don't have their stuff together. As far as Lamar, he doesn't have his stuff together either. I disagree. Without Lamar, we're not in this game.
Hey, how about everybody? Hey, that makes me think. The Tucker 46-yard field goal. He doesn't call timeout when time is running out. So now Tucker has to kick a 51-yard field goal.
Yeah, I mentioned
and it's just because it's Tucker, everybody's taking him for granted. Do you know what a 51-yard field goal is in most leagues? They would have punted the ball. We wouldn't have 3 points. Luckily, we got 3 points, and we still blew the lead. We still blew it. That's what's pissing me off. That's what's making me angry.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Ravens fans, look, we got to close games out. If you're going to be premier and want to go to the Super Bowl, you've got to win these types of games.
But not only that, too, what really disappoints me is that, like we said, momentum, right?
Is everything.
So we're eating the clock up. We finally have a drive since halftime, really.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. You don't get it in. You would think, now this is when, as a coach, you're going, I have a chance now to recoup everything that we've blown, right? To take the lead and put the pressure back on them, as you mentioned. Now Buffalo's like, we can score a touchdown, kick a field goal, it doesn't matter. Right. There's no rush, right? But you know damn well if we kick a field goal, they're going to want to score. That's the idea. Right. But they have to get in field goal range.
I know.
I mean, the anticipation,
was so critical.
Every play on that drive would have mattered,
right?
If we kicked that field goal.
Exactly. And that's what wins games and loses games. And guess what? Because of that decision, we probably lost.
We did lose. As soon as we didn't get...
I'm saying we lost. I mean, I'm talking about the possibility.
I know the possibility, but I'm just saying as a Ravens fan, I've seen this too many times. Me and you knew that they were going to lose after they didn't get it.
After they didn't get the field
goal. And Lamar's running for... People want to blame... These Ravens fans want to blame Lamar. He's running for his life on that play. Yeah. Where's the offensive line?
Yeah.
In a crucial down, right? Give him time, right?
Totally agree.
Give him time.
How could you disagree? It's like, okay. Taking.
But I will say this too. I don't want to take a break. I just want to say this too, because listen, we're passionate fans, and I know there's a lot of more passionate people. Think about the people that paid sitting in the rain to see this, to blow another lead like that.
Yeah.
And I think as a fan, okay, sometimes you can't blame coaches because sometimes they don't have the personnel, like a Jacksonville, Cleveland for years, the Jets. But when we have the personnel and the coach also fails us, that's my concern. I want to have confidence that you're going to make the right decision.
At the right time.
And John, the past couple of years has not done that.
I know. Okay, Ravens Nation, tell us we're wrong. Go ahead and
comment if you agree or don't.
And tell us that Harbaugh has made the right decisions. I mean, we went through this last year, even though we were injured. So was probably the most injured.
We were still in the games.
Look at the calls at the end of the game when he made those calls. I think back at Pittsburgh with T.J. Watt. Think of those calls that he made, and now think about this:
Pittsburgh, the Packers
game. So just think about
time and time again.
Tell us we're wrong. Tell us that we're overreacting to a loss.
But not to mention that too. You got to think too, Dad. We had calls go against us. Lamar reaches for the first.
God.
They say it's not a first, so we have to blow the timeout, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not blow, but we had to lose a timeout. All the things that happened during that point. At that point, you just gotta say, you know what? I can't be greedy. I gotta take my chips where they fall.
Yeah. Well, I gotta take my destiny in my own hands and not leave it to the refs. And that's what happened in the fourth quarter. You know,
and anything can happen.
With those decisions that the refs were making in the first half and in the second half.
Literally,
you've got to win this game. Forget trying to get a field goal. Win the game and be aggressive. And it did not work out today.
And
and this is you know what? Oh my gosh, Brandon, this is another hard loss. That says we haven't played any division games yet, Brandon.
Next week we gotta play.
Let's go.
Next week we gotta play Cincinnati, and we're both 2-2.
Yeah.
But what's sad to me is the fact that, we got Ray Lewis here. You think John would go for it if he had a Ray Lewis on the other side? Yeah. Hail to the no.
I guess not.
Hail to the no. But it doesn't matter. We've always been a defensive team, a running team. It's engraved in our franchise. I get the defense has been struggling, but anything can happen. You kick the field goal, you could get a tip ball, you could get a pick, a fumble. Yeah. Somebody could just literally slip and fall in the ball. I mean, anything. This is the NFL. The crazy things have happened.
I know.
Why?
Kick the field goal.
Why do that, John?
Yeah.
Why
kick
do that?
the field goal and get up with what? 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter. You're up. And now they got to play catch-up football. And that's the bottom line that Brandon and I are saying to Ravens Nation. This is crazy that he did not kick that field goal.
This is not college football where you're going to see 70 points to 20, Alabama playing some small college. This is NFL, and most scores are close. 3 points, 4 points, 1 point. Every point matters.
Okay, let's play devil's advocate, Brandon. You know what happened last year with the Pittsburgh when he went for it because we didn't have any defense. It was depleted, and he went for it, and we didn't go and T.J. Watt batted the ball down. This is not this year. We have a defense, so trust your defense, John Harbaugh. Trust your defense.
And what's so ironic too is you pick up a pass rusher. And then he's playing this game literally a week after, and you still don't have confidence in your defense. So what's the point of getting these guys, right? What's the point of drafting a guy like Kyle Hamilton and picking up a Marcus Williams and getting all these guys if you still don't believe your defense? Exactly. We're only 4 games in, John. That's what I'm saying. And not to mention...
See what they can do with Kyle Hamilton. Go one-on-one with somebody and trust your defense.
Well, he's a safety, but I get your point. I get your point.
Defense. I said,
and not to mention, too... The BS roughing the passer call on Josh Allen, it would have had a 3rd and long, I'm pretty sure. I mean, God,
I know.
To get these calls in our home stadium is just beyond me. I can't remember a call going against Buffalo for some time, the majority of the game.
I'm fighting the fact that everybody when you lose, you want to blame the refs, right? My thing is, come on. When you really analyze this game like we do, and you look at these critical calls in critical situations by the refs, we lost every single one of them. When you think about it, Brandon, Buffalo didn't have one critical call against them.
I would expect
and we're
this.
At home.
I want you to say the words at the same time as me. I would have expected this if we played in, say it, Pittsburgh.
It would be so much different.
Yeah. But in M&T Bank Stadium? Wow. So obviously home field advantage means nothing if that's the case.
And I don't want to look at that like there's favoritism. But you have to because are you kidding me? Every critical call and every critical play in terms of when the Ravens needed it, we got to call
calls that took away crucial drives.
Challenging.
Calls that took away crucial drives and points. That's what hurts.
So okay, people that are not Ravens fans will say, okay, we'll win the game. You
Yeah.
have your opportunity, and that's what they'll say.
Of
And I
course.
get it. But win the game, okay.
But you know what? We're not fans that always blame the refs. We blame
Yeah,
we blame the refs, the Ravens players, the
Yeah,
coaching, all aspects. It was all bad
Yeah.
after halftime.
We just look at the whole game. We look at the whole game, but I tell you what, it's hard when you look at that. And you know what? When
And what sucks
you
is-
said Pittsburgh, how about the team that has been screwed the most in the NFL when it comes to critical calls? New Orleans Saints.
I won't say the most. That's
I won't
just
say the
recent,
most.
but
Well,
but you
I
know,
would just say that. Just think of that city though. When they look at it like we do,
yeah,
Brandon.
that was a few years in a row. But you got to think they had Drew Brees for
I know,
years.
but think about how they feel too.
Yeah, but think
Because-
about how the Jets feel. Nothing
Yeah.
goes their way. They can't even draft right either. So
No.
I don't want to make comparisons.
No.
I'm just saying, the calls really took away crucial points and crucial moments in the game for us. And calls that were blatant, clear as day.
Yeah.
Clear as
I
day.
mean, play-
And now we have to play
How
Joe
about that?
Burrow with everything on the line. That's what sucks. We could be 4-0,
Well-
being like, hey, we could afford to lose. Now we can't,
Guess what? So, bottom line, Brandon. Bottom line, we gotta win. We gotta win. We gotta win out, and we're starting to go into our NFC.
Put up
AFC
40
North,
points if
our
it
AFC North,
takes to win.
Teams, and now listen. Now we're our backs to the wall, and we gotta win.
You know what this reminds me of is the Chiefs. All those years they didn't have defenses, but you know how they won games? They put up 40, 35
Yeah.
points. The game last year with Buffalo, 12 seconds. And they marched down, 50, 60 yards to kick the field goal?
Yeah.
Their defense let them down, and they came back, and then they end up winning that game.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be like that.
So-
Because we can't have any confidence in the coaching and the defense if we have to just put up 40 points to win the game, which sucks. I hate that. I hate watching games like that. I want to see some defense, which we did have. But my God, to not have belief in a defensive organization and franchise it's just astounding after watching this man and Ed Reed for years.
Wow.
I never would have thought that we would cower down like that.
Which is the heart and soul of the Ravens, which really disappoints me right now because we would have kicked the field goal and we would have depended on the defense to close out the game, right?
A blue
and
collar.
Now we can't. So
Yeah.
now we got to go reverse. And look, just like Buffalo, they have no running game.
None.
It was all the offense. So they depended on them, and that's how they won because they got down in the red zone. So hey, Brandon.
Everybody and their mother knew what they were going to do.
Maybe this is a change. Maybe this week 4 is the change of the guard, where Ravens now fans, no more defense, no more Ed Reed, no more Ray Lewis. Okay, it's the offense with Lamar. It's the Lamar show.
It's a shame because this is-
post game. He always says that. He always says it's how I play Lamar football.
It's a shame because it's a blue collar city
yeah.
and a blue collar franchise. The city embodies the franchise.
Defense.
No, I'm
Hard
saying,
no.
listen, I'm saying the city embodies a franchise and being gritty, and we're losing that. You think of Pittsburgh, that team embodies Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They're not flashy and flamboyant. They're tough and gritty. Their games are tough and gritty. They don't put up a lot of points. That's just how they've always been.
Yeah.
You look at LA, flashy, flamboyant, lights and everything, and their team reflects that. So it's just disappointing that we're kind of changing as a franchise, and we're losing these tough games, and now we have to play Cincinnati. And it's going to be tough. No game is easy, but when you have the game in your hands, you got to finish it. And it just sucks that this has happened again. It's just a couple weeks apart from each other.
And the bios, we started out so fast. The
I know.
bio has been starting out slow. Now we're up by like 14 points.
Not everything is going to go perfect, but you got to
But I
know
mean-
how to respond.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you're up by 14 with a team like this. That it's over, so to speak.
Yeah.
Imagine Kansas City being up by 14, 21 points and lose a game with Patrick Mahomes. So this is new territory. This is new territory for us.
Listen, the year we went 14-2, we go up 14 points.
Oh,
we
it
won
was
the
over.
Over.
It was over. So now, a new era, a new time, a new year.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We appreciate anybody that's been subscribing. By the way, we're slowly growing. I think we're up to 9 now. So
please provide feedback. If
we get 100 by the end of the year, that's the goal. Slowly, building upon building. Definitely. These episodes are going to be interesting if these games keep going like this. But appreciate the comments. We'll try to respond. I know we didn't respond to any this episode because this game was just too crazy. So much to talk about. I just wanted to get right into it. But thank you for viewing, supporting, and anybody that has subscribed. And we will tune in to you next week against Cincinnati.